Ladies and gentlemen, in a world that constantly pushes us to seek validation, connection, and external approval, the decision to be alone is one of the most powerful choices you can make. It's easy to feel like something is wrong when you're not in constant company, when you're not surrounded by others, or when you don't have that external validation. But the truth is, choosing to be alone is not a sign of weakness, nor is it something to fear. It's actually a sign of strength, clarity, and deep inner power. When you choose to be alone, you step away from the noise, the distractions, and the external influences that can cloud your judgment. You begin to connect with your own thoughts, your own energy, and your own essence. This is where true empowerment begins. The space of aloneness is not emptiness. It is fullness. It's the opportunity to discover who you really are beneath all the layers of external expectations. To hear your own voice above the noise of the world. Being alone allows you to reset and realign with your true self. Without the influence of others, you can begin to cultivate your own thoughts, your own beliefs, and your own energy. It's in this quiet solitude that you can truly assess what you want, what you need, and what brings you peace. But when you're alone, you can finally stop seeking external sources to fill you up because you realize that everything you need is already within you. You are already whole, already complete. When you're not relying on the presence or validation of others, you gain the freedom to make choices based solely on your desires, not on what others think you should do. You trust your intuition more deeply, because your inner wisdom is no longer drowned out by other people's voices or opinions. The more time you spend with yourself, the more you understand your own worth, and the more you stop searching outside of yourself for validation or approval. Aloneness doesn't mean loneliness. It means the space to rediscover yourself, the space to grow, and the space to truly align with who you are. It's in these moments of solitude that you come to realize how powerful and self-sufficient you truly are. You stop depending on others to define your worth, and you begin to create your own reality where you are in charge, where you call the shots, and where your peace and happiness come from within. Choosing to be alone allows you to break free from the need for external validation. It's the place where you can heal, evolve, and shift into the highest version of yourself. It's the most empowering thing you can do because it teaches you that your value doesn't come from others. It comes from you. It teaches you that you don't need anyone else to complete you. You are already complete exactly as you are. And when you are whole within yourself, the world reflects that wholeness back to you in the most incredible ways. So embrace the space of being alone. It is not a place of lack. It is a place of incredible power. When you choose to be alone, you choose to reconnect with your deepest truth, your inner strength, and the boundless potential that lives within you. In that space, you become your own greatest source of love, strength, and empowerment. Empowerment is the ability to take control of your own life and decisions, to act with confidence, and to trust in your own capabilities. It's about stepping into your own power, realizing that you are the creator of your reality, and that nothing outside of yourself has the authority to define your worth or dictate your path. And so that's your inner monologue going on. Well, then, why not just... True empowerment comes from within, from the understanding that you hold the keys to your own growth, happiness, and success. When you empower yourself, you stop waiting for permission from others, stop seeking validation, and start making choices that align with your true desires. Empowerment begins with self-awareness. It's about understanding who you are, what you want, and what truly matters to you. It's about taking the time to get to know your own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs so that you can act from a place of authenticity, not from a place of fear or external influence. When you know yourself deeply, you become less susceptible to the opinions or judgments of others. You trust your instincts, and you know that your inner voice is the one that will guide you to the right decision. When you choose empowerment, you choose to break free from the limitations imposed by society, relationships, or past experiences. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start viewing yourself as a powerful creator of your own life. Empowerment means taking full responsibility for your choices and actions without blame or excuses. It's about owning your power, and from that place of ownership, you step into the fullness of your potential. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Empowerment comes from the realization that you are capable of handling anything life throws at you, and that every experience, good or bad, is part of your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. It's a mindset, a way of being, and a decision that you are in charge of your life. Aloneness is often misunderstood as loneliness, but in reality, it is one of the most profound and transformative experiences you can embrace. Choosing to be alone is not about escaping the world, it's about creating the space to reconnect with yourself, to rediscover your own desires, needs, and purpose without the interference of external influences. In a world that constantly encourages us to seek connection, to stay busy, or to be surrounded by people, the act of being alone gives you the opportunity to step back and reflect on who you are at your core. When you choose to be alone, you step out of the noise and distractions that often pull you in different directions. This solitude allows you to reset and recharge, giving you the time and space to listen to your own thoughts and to become attuned to your own energy. Being alone is not a state of emptiness. Rather, it's a space of fullness and potential. It's the fertile ground from which personal growth, clarity, and creativity can emerge. In this space, you are free from the expectations of others, free from the need to please or conform, and free to explore what truly resonates with you. Choosing aloneness also gives you the opportunity to heal. It's in solitude that you can reflect on past experiences, process emotions, and understand yourself better. You're able to clear away the clutter and noise, allowing your intuition to speak more clearly. Aloneness can teach you how to be your own source of support, how to cultivate inner peace, and how to trust yourself more deeply. Instead of relying on others for validation, you come to the realization that everything you need is already within you. In choosing to be alone, you reclaim your power and learn that you don't need anyone else to complete you. You begin to realize that you are whole just as you are. The more time you spend in your own company, the more you recognize your strength and potential, and you start to make decisions based on your own inner wisdom, not the opinions or pressures of the outside world. Self-discovery is a lifelong journey, one that requires introspection, honesty, and the courage to face who you truly are. Choosing to be alone creates the perfect environment for this process. In solitude, you have the freedom to explore your inner world without external distractions or judgments. It's a space where you can peel back the layers of societal expectations, family influences, and past experiences to uncover the most authentic version of yourself. This process is empowering because it puts you in a position to understand your true desires, strengths, and limitations. When you are alone, you are not influenced by the opinions of others. You are free to examine your beliefs, question your habits, and challenge the stories you've told yourself about who you are and what you are capable of. This self-exploration often reveals parts of yourself that have been suppressed, overlooked, or simply not understood. It gives you the opportunity to confront your fears, to understand your motivations, and to recognize patterns that may no longer serve you. Through this process of self-reflection, you can begin to rewrite the narrative of your life, one that is aligned with your true values and aspirations. Being alone also provides the space to cultivate a deeper relationship with yourself. You learn to enjoy your own company, to appreciate the stillness, and to trust your inner voice. Self-discovery is not just about uncovering the parts of you that are hidden. It's also about recognizing the beauty in your individuality. You start to realize that your worth is not dependent on others' approval or on fitting into societal molds. The more you discover about yourself, the more you can live authentically, unapologetically, and confidently. This journey of self-discovery is empowering because it shifts the focus from seeking external validation to nurturing your own internal sense of value. You begin to trust that everything you need for growth, success, and happiness is already within you. Choosing to be alone allows you the space to become fully acquainted with the person you are at your core. Your strength is the quiet power that emerges when you choose to be alone. It's not a force that comes from external circumstances, but from the deep well of resilience, courage, and self-awareness that resides within you. Being alone allows you to connect with this strength in ways that are often drowned out by the noise of the world. In solitude, you learn to rely on yourself, to trust in your own abilities, and to face life's challenges without depending on others for validation or support. This process fosters an inner fortitude that cannot be easily shaken because it is rooted in self-sufficiency. When you spend time alone, you begin to realize that you are capable of handling whatever life throws your way. There's a sense of empowerment that comes from knowing you don't need to seek outside help for every obstacle you face. You begin to trust your instincts more deeply, making decisions based on your own wisdom and experience. This confidence in your own abilities allows you to approach life with a sense of calm and clarity, regardless of external circumstances. You understand that you can weather any storm because you have an unwavering belief in your capacity to adapt, grow, and overcome. Choosing aloneness also enables you to build emotional resilience. In solitude, you are able to process your emotions without the influence of others. You face your fears, your doubts, and your insecurities head-on, and in doing so, you develop a deeper understanding of your emotional landscape. You learn that you are not defined by your struggles, but by how you rise above them. Every challenge you face while alone becomes an opportunity to strengthen your emotional muscle, to grow, and to become more grounded in your own power. This inner strength becomes a foundation for everything you do. It allows you to act with confidence, make decisions with clarity, and maintain your peace in even the most turbulent of circumstances. When you have developed your inner strength through aloneness, you no longer need to chase after validation from others. You know that you are enough just as you are. Validation is something that many of us seek externally through relationships, achievements, or approval from others. But the truth is, when you choose to be alone, you begin to understand that validation from the outside is fleeting and unreliable. The most powerful validation you can receive is from within. When you spend time alone, you no longer need the reassurance of others to confirm your worth. You learn to trust your own judgments, your own abilities, and your own sense of value. This shift is incredibly empowering because it frees you from the dependency on others' opinions and places the power back in your hands. Being alone gives you the opportunity to connect deeply with yourself, to evaluate your desires, your goals, and your boundaries without being influenced by external voices. You become your own source of affirmation. Instead of looking to others to feel validated, you start looking inward. You affirm your own decisions, recognizing that your worth is intrinsic and not dependent on anyone else's approval. You learn that you are enough just as you are, and that you do not need anyone to tell you otherwise. This self-discussion allows you to live more authentically. You no longer feel the need to conform to others' expectations or to chase after things that are not aligned with your true self. You begin to trust your intuition more deeply, knowing that the decisions you make are in line with your values and your personal truth. As you validate yourself, you become more confident in your actions and more at peace with who you are. The need for external validation begins to fade because you realize that no one can truly define your worth except for you. Choosing aloneness to cultivate self-consciousness is not about isolation. It's about creating space to reconnect with yourself. It is in this space that you can affirm your own worth and recognize that you are the only source of the validation that truly matters. When you validate yourself, you become less influenced by the opinions of others and more confident in your own ability to navigate life on your own terms. Solitude is often misunderstood as loneliness, but it holds the power to be one of the most healing and transformative experiences in your life. Choosing to be alone allows you the opportunity to fully reconnect with your inner self, to process your emotions, and to reflect on your journey without external distractions. It is in the stillness of solitude that healing begins, because it creates the space needed for self-reflection, for understanding the parts of yourself that may have been overlooked or ignored. When you are alone, you can process past experiences without the noise or influence of others. This solitude allows you to revisit old wounds, not with the intent of dwelling on them, but to gain the clarity needed for healing. You're able to reflect on the lessons, the growth, and the ways you have evolved through challenges, free from the judgment or opinions of those around you. In this quiet space, you begin to truly understand your emotional landscape, and you can release old hurts or limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck. This healing process creates a sense of wholeness that can only come from within. Solitude also enables you to cultivate self-compassion. When you are alone, you have the chance to be kind to yourself in ways that you may not when you are constantly seeking the attention or approval of others. You can let go of self-criticism and instead nurture yourself with understanding and patience. It's in solitude that you begin to practice the art of self-care. Not just through actions, but through thought patterns that support your growth and emotional well-being. This process of healing in solitude allows you to emerge stronger, clearer, and more aligned with who you truly are. You no longer depend on others to heal your wounds or fill your emotional gaps. Instead, you become your own source of strength, finding healing within yourself. The more time you spend in solitude, the more you understand the profound impact it can have on your emotional health and overall sense of peace. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from challenges, to navigate life's ups and downs with grace, and to maintain a sense of equilibrium despite the external chaos. When you choose to be alone, you are given the space to strengthen this resilience. In solitude, you are not distracted by the opinions or emotions of others. You can face your own feelings, your own struggles, and your own fears head on. This is where true emotional strength is forged, not in the absence of difficulty, but in the way you respond to it. When you are alone, you have the opportunity to process your emotions fully, without rushing to share them with others or seeking immediate relief. Instead of avoiding your feelings or numbing yourself, you sit with them, allowing yourself to feel, reflect, and learn. This practice of emotional self-awareness enables you to understand the root causes of your emotions, which in turn helps you regulate them more effectively. You start to see that emotions, while powerful, are not permanent. They ebb and flow, and you can choose how to respond to them. Being alone also teaches you how to rely on yourself for emotional support. You begin to recognize that while others can offer compassion, the true foundation of your emotional well-being must come from within. Solitude encourages self-reliance. It forces you to find comfort and understanding in your own presence. Through this process, you build a solid emotional foundation that cannot be easily shaken by external circumstances or people. You learn to trust yourself to navigate difficult situations, knowing that you have the emotional tools and inner strength to handle whatever comes your way. Emotional resilience grows in the quiet moments, in the times when you are alone with your thoughts and feelings. It's in these moments of solitude that you can rebuild, recover, and cultivate a deep sense of peace that comes from knowing that you have the power to overcome anything. When you choose to be alone, you learn to embrace your worth without relying on others to tell you who you are. Self-worth is an internal recognition of your value, independent of external validation, and it is one of the most powerful aspects of your personal journey. Many people tie their sense of worth to achievements, relationships, or the opinions of others. But these things are always temporary. They can fluctuate, disappear, or be affected by circumstances beyond your control. When you choose aloneness, you return to the truth that your worth is inherent and not contingent upon anything outside of yourself. Being alone gives you the opportunity to discover and affirm your own value, not in comparison to others, but as a unique individual. You begin to see that your worth is constant, unwavering, and deeply rooted in who you are, not in what you do or what others think of you. It's a liberating realization that frees you from the need for approval, external praise, or the validation of others. In solitude, you can explore your strengths, your passions, and your values without the influence or distractions of others. This process helps you understand that your value is intrinsic and that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness simply because you exist. As you spend more time alone, you also become more attuned to your needs and desires. You stop looking to others for answers or fulfillment and start cultivating a deeper understanding of yourself. You begin to realize that no one can complete you because you are already whole and complete. This shift in perspective fosters confidence and self-assurance, allowing you to move through life with a sense of peace, knowing that you are enough just as you are. Choosing to be alone helps you reclaim your sense of self-worth and encourages you to live authentically, knowing that your value comes from within, not from anyone else's approval or opinion. When you choose to be alone, you open yourself up to the powerful process of self-reflection. It's in solitude that you are able to evaluate your life, your choices, and your direction without the distractions and opinions of others. Self-reflection is an essential tool for growth because it allows you to see your life from a clearer perspective. In the absence of external noise, you are free to look inward and assess whether you are living in alignment with your true values, desires, and purpose. This process of reflection is not about judgment or criticism. It's about understanding and clarity. When you are alone, you have the space to examine your actions, your thought patterns, and the circumstances in your life with honesty and openness. It allows you to acknowledge areas where you may need to grow, where you might need to change, or where you've already made progress. Self-reflection helps you recognize patterns that may no longer serve you, and it encourages you to take responsibility for your own growth. In solitude, you can also identify the things that truly matter to you, not based on societal expectations or the desires of others, but on your own deep truths. You begin to realize what brings you joy, peace, and fulfillment, and what drains your energy or holds you back. This clarity helps you make better decisions, set boundaries, and focus on what aligns with your authentic self. You stop moving through life on autopilot and start living intentionally, making choices that reflect the person you want to become. Choosing to be alone for the purpose of self-reflection is not about escaping the world or retreating from life's challenges. Instead, it's about giving yourself the space to reconnect with your deeper sense of purpose. It's in this quiet solitude that you can make the changes needed to align more fully with your true self, and to live a life that is grounded in authenticity and personal fulfillment. Trust is one of the most powerful forces you can cultivate in your life. When you choose to be alone, you are presented with an opportunity to deepen your trust in yourself and the process of life. In solitude, you learn to rely on your own instincts, decisions, and wisdom without the need for external confirmation or support. Trusting yourself means having the confidence to face life's challenges, knowing that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. It means trusting that you will make the right decisions, even when the path ahead is unclear, because you know that you are always guided by your inner knowing. Choosing aloneness also teaches you to trust in the timing of your life. Often people rush through life seeking to control outcomes and force things to happen according to their own timeline. But being alone allows you to slow down, to embrace the process, and to trust that things will unfold exactly as they are meant to. You learn to surrender the need for immediate results and trust that the right people, opportunities, and experiences will come to you when the time is right. This trust in life's timing frees you from the anxiety and pressure that comes from trying to control everything. Trust also extends to the understanding that you are enough as you are. You don't need external validation, approval, or reassurance to confirm your worth. When you are alone, you begin to realize that your value is inherent and does not depend on anyone else's perception of you. This understanding allows you to embrace your true self with all of its strengths and imperfections without the need for approval or affirmation from the outside world. As you develop a deeper trust in yourself, you also cultivate a sense of peace and contentment. You stop searching for external sources of fulfillment and begin to feel whole within yourself. Trust allows you to release fears, doubts, and insecurities, knowing that you are always supported, always guided, and always on the right path. It's this trust that enables you to navigate life with confidence, ease, and clarity.